You're listening to The Monetized Mom, the podcast that teaches moms of faith how to monetize their expertise online to create influence, impact, income, and more importantly, financial independence. I'm your host, Flo Alexander. Let's chat. Hey mama, if you're listening to this, I know one thing about you. You want to be able to exit your corporate career so that you can spend more time with your spouse and kids, have the freedom to travel and live life on your own terms, all while creating real transformation and impact in the lives of others with your expertise. Well, you're in luck. I just released a new case study on the method moms are using to build a profitable online business, make a full-time income from home, and quit their 9-to-5. You can access it now at themonetizedmom.com/study. That's themonetizedmom.com/study. Again, themonetizedmom.com/study. Let's get on with the show. So 2023 is right around the corner. So now is the time to start planning for how you will grow your business in the new year. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And I am super excited, really excited about this topic because we're going to actually be walking through how I am planning for the new year and how I'm implementing my plan to get the results that I am after. So grab a pen and a paper so that you can take notes and apply it to your business. Now, it should go without saying that you should constantly be planning and pivoting in your business, okay? So although we're going to be talking about 2023, understand that the expectation is that you actually start applying these things immediately, like right now. So there's absolutely no advantage of waiting until January 1st. So you want to implement each of these things that we're going to be talking about today right now in your business so that you can start seeing results as soon as possible, okay? So here's the thing. Planning happens in 3 steps. So the first step is identifying where you currently are in your business. So that's your baseline. Where are you currently at in your business? The second is identifying your goals. So this is determining where you actually want to be in your business. And then lastly, is developing a plan of action to get there. Okay. So let's talk about step number 1. So where are you in your business? So a few metrics that I'm constantly tracking and reviewing related to growth are revenue, profit, and leads. So leads being people on my email list or text message list, if that's something that you track. Now, notice I didn't say follower count. I didn't say the number of people in my Facebook group. I didn't say views, likes, shares, because at the end of the day, these are truly vanity metrics that really don't have an impact on the bottom line if these people are not converting into leads who are then able to generate revenue for you. So these are the 3 things that I use, and I get all of my data so that I need in order to determine if my business is growing and what I need to do to pivot. So as you are planning, these are the questions that you need to answer. Number 1, what is your current revenue? So you can't have a goal, a revenue goal of growing, right? If you don't know what your current revenue is. So what is your current monthly revenue? What is your monthly or yearly/yearly profit? So year over year, month over month, what is your profit? And this is your income minus your expenses. I talked about this before, in that, when we're looking at growth, you need to not just be looking at the top line number, which is the revenue. You actually need to be looking at the profit, because if you're not profitable, it means nothing. Like if it's net zero, you don't have any income, you don't have a business. You literally are just spending as much as you are making. So what is your monthly or yearly profit? So income minus the expenses, and how many leads do you have? So this may be a metric that you look over day by day, week over week, month over month, but you need to be tracking how many leads do I have so that you can actually track the progress of the growth that you actually have. Okay. So that's your baseline. That is the baseline that you're going to be building your business from. So those are the metrics that you're going to start with. So question is, where do you actually find these metrics? Well, for starters, you need to have some systems set up in your business that will allow you to track this stuff. And as a tangent, I have to say this because I probably was part of the problem in this problem, in that we all have this idea of, or a lot of times I hear, well, where can I find this free thing and this free thing for my business? And again, I think I might be part of the problem of one of those people who were like, how to start your business with $0 or less than $100. And the reality is, if you just want to make money online, free works. You can always start a free side hustle. You can always start something like making money online for free. Though there are plenty of zero investment ways that you can make money online. But if you are building a business, one thing that we have to be aware of is that business requires startup costs. There is no business, no real true business that exists that does not know or does not take into account startup costs. So when you're thinking about these systems that you got to have, go for what's really going to work and be beneficial in your business. Make the investment, because I've learned the hard way, but free will only get you so far. And if you're truly trying to grow a business and build a business, you're going to need to make sure you have the systems and tools in place in order for you to effectively have the information and data that you need to make decisions in your business that will grow it. So that's my sidebar. That's my little tangent there. But you need to have systems in place. So where do you find the data that you need? Where do you find this baseline data that you need to then grow your business from? So for my folks on Facebook and YouTube, I'm actually going to drop a link for you to be able to download my online business toolkit. If you're on Instagram, you have to message me for it. But that lists out all the tools that I use in my business. But for the purpose of what we're talking about right now, the tools that you will need in your business that can give you that data that you need, first and foremost, you need some kind of bookkeeping software. I personally use QuickBooks. This allows me to easily see and compare my revenue and my profit month over month, year over year, whatever date time period I want to look at. It does all the hard work for me, so I don't have to waste time trying to do the math and figure that out. So that's one system or tool that you can leverage in your business to get that data. And then to understand how many leads I have, leads in my business, I get that information from my email marketing software, and the software that I use is Kartra. And it grabs all that information. It does the analytics for me. It shows me growth trends and all that stuff. But you need to have the systems and the tools in place to have that baseline data so that you can know where you're starting in order to even be able to grow your business. So you need a way to track this. And worst case scenario, you can do it manually. But like I said, if you're on Facebook, I'm going to drop that link again. Is themonetizedmom.com/business tools. If you're on Instagram, just send me a DM and I'll send you the link to grab it. It's free, guys. It's free. But you can grab it, and that gives you all the tools that I actually use in my business, including the ones that I mentioned here. Okay. So if you're just joining, we're talking about one of the first steps in actually planning to grow your business. And so that first step is identifying where you currently are in your business. So getting those baseline metrics, and the metrics that I mentioned are revenue, profit, and leads. Those are the metrics that I track in my business that give you a true indication of whether or not you're growing. We're not looking at vanity metrics because they're going to do you no good, right? They're not an indication of actual growth, which when it comes to things like followers and subscribers and viewers and likes and all that stuff, it means nothing if it does not impact the bottom line. Okay. So first and foremost, you need to actually identify where you currently are in your business. Okay. So then the next step is to then to identify your goals. So where do you actually want to be in your business? So let me be clear about this. This is not just a financial metric. I don't want you to get the idea that business alone, when it comes to business growth, is simply or sheerly financial metrics, because that is not the case. As you grow in your business, you also have to grow as a person. I'll say that again. As you grow in your business, you also have to grow as a person. So just as you are planning where you want your business to be financially, you also need to plan for where you need to be as a person to handle that. Okay. So growth requires structure, not just for your business, but also for you. So I'm an engineer and I'm excited about this. So bear with me. I'm an engineer, you guys. So bear with me. I'm about to do a demonstration. So this is an empty water bottle. I just drank it. I try to drink, I don't even know how many of these a day, 8 at least. And if you like environmental, please don't harass me. Okay. So this is an empty water bottle, right? So if I were to put pressure, if I were to apply pressure on this water bottle, as you can see, it's starting to buckle. Why is it buckling? It's buckling because it's empty. It does not have enough opposite force pressure in the inside to withstand the pressure that's going on the outside. Like, we don't have to talk about physics, but it has to do with force, right? It needs the opposite force. This is a water bottle filled with water. If I push it, it is not collapsing. Why is it not collapsing? It's not collapsing because it is filled. It is filled. If you want to grow your business and be able to withstand the weight of a new level, you yourself have to be filled. You yourself have to grow. You have to be the person who can handle the weight of that new blessing. We can go churchy if we want to. You have to become that person. You have to fill yourself and grow into the person that can handle the weight of that business growth. So again, it's not just about building your business. You also have to build yourself. You have to fill yourself in order to be able to maintain that. So how do you do that? How do you do that? First and foremost, read, listen to audio. I'm always listening to something that can help me grow. Personal development should be a part of your business growth plan, period. You cannot grow your business without growing yourself. Personal development needs to be a part of that plan. So what are you listening to? What are you reading? Affirm yourself. Doing your daily affirmations. If you guys have been around for a while, then you may have heard my podcast episode where I actually went through my morning routine. And a part of that is actually doing affirmation. So affirming yourself, getting strong in your spiritual walk, getting in community, getting a coach, getting support, getting a coach and a mentor. I used to say but you need both. Getting a coach and a mentor. And I'm not just saying that because it sounds good or because I want to say, I should be your coach. Absolutely not. I'm saying that because I'm speaking from experience. As a matter of fact, yesterday, y'all, I was just going through it, right? I was having a moment, is what we'll call it. I was having a moment, and I ended up texting my mentor and also emailing one of my coaches. I emailed one of my coaches, and I can't tell you guys the relief that I had and just being able to talk to someone, have a sounding board, and having people to be able to give me a better perspective than the perspective that I have. As I grow my business, I have a lot more mindset challenges. I have a lot more mental blocks and things that I'm dealing with than when I first started my business. So having someone there to be able to say, no, you need to look at things this way. This is the perspective. This is what you need to do is invaluable. So as you're thinking about how do I feel myself as I grow my business, that is a key element to being able to grow your business and to also sustain it. You need that community and you also need that support. So again, as you are thinking about your financial goals of building your business, what are your personal goals? Who are you working towards becoming? Who are you becoming such that you can handle the growth that your business is going to have once you apply all the other things that we're going to talk about? And to be honest, I'm actually thinking about doing a training on this, like personal development, because it's so important. We think about the numbers and we think about the tactics and the strategies, but at the end of the day, if you're not the person who can handle that growth or the person who can handle the business that you say you want to have, it's all for nothing. So I'm actually thinking about doing a training on that about personal development. So if you're interested in what that looks like and what I'm doing and how I, mapped out the things that I need to work on in order to become that next level person, let me know. Drop a comment, say vision or something like that. Send me a DM. Let me know if that would be something that you would be interested in, because I definitely think that is an important part of actually growing your business. You have to grow yourself. Okay. So now let's talk about the financial goals. We talked about you personally, you have to grow as a person, but let's talk about the financial goals. So the first thing was knowing where you are now, right? So you know where you are now. So the next thing you need to do is figure out where you want to get. Where is it that you want to get to in your business? Where are you actually growing to, right? So what's that profit number that you're trying to reach? And the reason that I said profit and not revenue is because, like I said, at the end of the day, if you have revenue, but your expenses are just as high as your income, it's all zero, and that's zero. And at the end of the day, we want to be profitable. We want to be able to actually put some of that money, that work we've done, we want to put the harvest, the fruit of our labors into our pockets. That's the whole point of us building a business. Otherwise, we would just have a hobby, right? So what does that profit number need to be? That's the number that we're trying to figure out. So what's that goal? Now, I mentioned this before. I talked about my new approach to how I set goals in my business. Now, before, when I was new and didn't know much, I used to set these arbitrary financial goals, something that sounded good. Like, okay, this person made this in their first year and this in their second year. So I guess that's a good target for me. Bad idea. That's not the approach that you're going to take as you plan for the next year. What you need to identify is, what is it that you want to be able to afford with the income that you actually make in your business? So as opposed to picking an arbitrary number, what is the income that you actually, or what is the income that you actually need? What is it that you actually want your business to afford for you? Okay. So for example, I'm not going to say, well, I want to make $500,000 next year, right? And that's an arbitrary number. Don't be trying to read my pockets, y'all. All right. So I'm not just going to say, I want to make $500,000 next year, right? Instead, I'm going to be looking at, what is it that I want to be able to afford with that income? After all the expenses, and I get my owner's share out of that, the income from that business, what is it that I want to buy? Do I want to buy a new car? How much is required for that? So that's how you need to approach your financial goals when it comes to your business. Again, we're not going to just grab some arbitrary number because it sounds good. We're not just going to say, I want to make $100,000 because it's six figures and that's the new business number of success, right? That's not what you're going to do. You're going to actually list down, what is it that I actually want to afford from my business income? So is it paying for a vacation or several? Is it paying for your kids' activities that they're involved in? These are the things that you need to write down. And beside those things that you want to do with that income, write how much it's going to cost you. That is your financial goal. Add that up, and that's the goal that you're actually going to be working towards when it comes to your profit, the profit number that you have. So this actually makes your goals a lot more tangible, and you're not just working to an arbitrary number. There's an actual outcome that you can measure success by, because it's something that you can actually attain, right? So as opposed to just throwing a number out there, this is the number that I want my business to grow to this year. Think about, what are the things that I want to be able to afford myself from my business? Because again, we are building our business to support our life, right? We're building the business to support our lifestyle. So start thinking about, what's the lifestyle? What are the things that I want to do in life that my business is going to pay for? And that's going to be the financial target or goal that you have for your business. So list those things down, calculate the cost, and this becomes your goal. And then once you've done that, we're going to jump into the third step, which is actually developing the plan to get there. So once you have that number, then simply figure out what that gap is from where you currently are to actually where you want to be, where you need to be in order to attain those things that you're working towards. So for instance, if you're making $500 a month in your business, and the things that you want to pay for through your business is $2,500, then you know that you have a $2,000 gap, right? So now you can look at the data to see what you need to do to get there. What do I need to do to get from 500 to 2,500? How do I fill that $2,000 gap? And here's the thing, theoretically, if you do the same thing that you're doing now, you're going to get that $500, right? If you don't change anything about your business, barring that nothing happens crazy in the world, if you do the same thing that you're doing now, you're going to get that $500. So you got to figure out, how do you take what you're doing now and scale that up or pivot that or make changes in order to get that gap that you have to fill, that $2,000 gap. So here are some things that you should consider to fill that gap. Do you need more leads in your business? Do you need more leads? Okay, run ads. That's going to be the solution or the thing that you play with, right? Do you need to increase your conversion rate? Okay, tweak your messaging. Do you need to reduce your expenses? Easy. Find a better alternative, or evaluate things that you don't need in your business. Change your business model. These are the things that you can now look at now that you have that goal and it's clear what you're trying to accomplish. Now you can look at the data and you can look at these variables and you can actually make the tweaks in order to get there. That's the importance of having data within your business. Business, at the end of the day, is going to be math, right? So now your growth becomes more of a math problem and is a lot more strategic. So as opposed to saying, hey, I want to hit $500,000 and not really have a plan, you now know the number that you're trying to reach based on what you're trying to accomplish, right? And from there, you can say, these are the levers that I can pull. These are the things that I can adjust to actually get to that goal. So now you can plan out your actions that you need to take, and you can start taking them. That's why I say it's no advantage of waiting to January 1st to actually start implementing changes in your business so that your business can grow. If you do the things that I just said, you can start taking action today. you can start looking at your data and you can start figuring out exactly where you need to adjust to actually start working towards those goals that you set for yourself. And you'll start accomplishing or making progress towards those goals much sooner, which is the point, right? We don't need to wait to start making progress towards our goals. Like, what's the point of that? So what's even better is once you do this approach, you can do your projections and they actually make sense. And this is important, and it may not sound like anything now, right? But this matters when it comes to taxes. When it comes to paying estimated taxes, it matters. Your projections matter. And now you can be more, you can be closer to what those numbers are going to be. It can be an actual real projection and not just some numbers that you put on a slap on a page and send to your CPA. No, you can actually create some educated projections of what your financial picture is going to look like in your business, so that when it comes to taxes, you don't have to be overpaying or, doing something ridiculous and getting yourself into a financial mess. So I'm sure your CPA would definitely say they would appreciate proper projections. So you are able to do that if you take this approach. And like I said, at the end of the day, business is simply math. Business is simply math. It is a science experiment. We just have to try to have as many variables figured out as possible so that our results can become more predictable. That's all you're doing. And this is part of the reason why I say you're only looking at a few metrics. If you try to throw in variables about how many followers you got, how many views you got, and all this other stuff that doesn't matter, you're complicating the actual math problem. So business is simply math. So based on what you are trying to accomplish, these are the variables. You know the variables that you need to tweak and test in order to reach those goals. And you keep doing that until you reach your goals, right? Measure the results, then try the next variable. Okay? So that's what you need to do. As always, I hope that you found this episode helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next episode.